Today, America's biggest home insurance company turned its back on thousands of California families. State Farm won't renew their homeowners insurance policy.
Let's bring in our consumer investigator, Chris Chmura, who walks us through this latest chapter in the insurance crisis, plus the critical steps you need to take if your policy suddenly ends. Chris, you've been working on this for a couple of years now.
Yeah, and I'm not alone. State Farm says it's paring down its California policies by about 2%. Now, that seems like it's a small fraction, and it is, but still a ton of homeowners, about 30,000, enough to fill San Jose's SAP Center 1.5 times full. Plus, State Farm will drop about 42,000 people who own apartment buildings. It'll start sending out non-renewal notices July 3rd. Some people who watch the insurance world are simply stunned today.
Very frustrating.
Amy Bach heads United Policyholders in San Francisco. She advocates for homeowners like you. She's frustrated that State Farm will drop so many customers.
They just got a 20% rate increase. It just got it.
So why is this happening? State Farm declined to go on camera. Instead, it suggested we ask Janet Ruiz, who speaks for an industry group called the Insurance Information Institute. She says the money we pay for property insurance doesn't cover our claims.
Over the last 10 years, for every dollar of insurance in California, the premium that was taken in, $1.08 was spent on claims and expenses.
We asked State Farm where in California people will lose their policies and how State Farm will determine which customers to drop. The company did not respond to those questions. It issued a statement that says this decision was not made lightly and only after careful analysis of State Farm General's financial health, which continues to be impacted by inflation, catastrophe exposure, reinsurance costs, and the limitations of working within decades-old insurance regulations. Just a couple weeks ago, State Farm's parent company reported financial results, including a net worth of $134 billion, up $3 billion from the year before. State Farm quoted its CFO saying the parent company remains financially strong.
You know, how they can be reporting good results and then come in and with this announcement, it feels like they're just trying to ratchet up the pressure on the California Department of Insurance to give them more of the items on their wish list.
Bach isn't the only one expressing frustration today. The state insurance commissioner said State Farm General's decision today raises serious questions about its financial situation, questions the company must answer to regulators. Commissioner Ricardo Lara says his office is working with regulators in State Farm's home state, Illinois, to get a fuller picture of the company's financial condition.
The overall results for the industry are looking better and better. So yeah, I'm hoping that Commissioner Lara's colleagues will pitch in and help him push back on State Farm's decision.
And we'll be watching. Now let's bring it home, literally, to your mailbox. If you get a non-renewal notice, take action immediately. State law requires State Farm to give you about 60 days notice. Seems like a long time, but you're going to need those 2 months to shop around to find a new policy. You might need to contact an insurance broker who can help you shop around for coverage from companies you might not know about. Gia?